Hey, VC Jack here. Welcome to Vinyl Martini. I am doing another thread response. Seems to be that's all I'm doing lately is thread responses because I haven't been buying very many records lately. But this is a thread response for Richard, my friend in Colorado. His channel is Richard's Vinyl Taphouse. Great channel. He is celebrating 1 year in the VC. So congratulations to you, Richard. We were supposed to meet in Buffalo, but unforeseen circumstances, he couldn't make it. So hopefully we'll see you in Buffalo next summer at Mike's MGK Bash in Buffalo, like I said. Anyways, what he wants us to do is show us some albums that we were that we bought because of another vinyl channel's recommendation. So that's pretty easy to do. I'm going to start off with my good friend Steve from A is for Alice, B is for Bob, and C is for Chicago, I guess, his favorite city. Steve has been banging on, or has banged on about this guy. I think it's his favorite guitar player of all time, and that's none other than Tommy Bolin. Picked up this beautiful copy because of Steve's recommendation, and you know what? He's a pretty good guitarist, and really enjoyed this record. And because I enjoyed it so much, I picked up his second record, I guess his last release, which is Private Eyes. I think he passed away shortly after this album was released. Both of them were released in 1975. And I guess I have the complete Tommy Bolin discography if you just count the records he released in his lifetime as his discography. So fantastic artist to find out about and to listen to. Tommy Bolin, really good guitarist and good vocalist as well. So thank you, Steve, for that. Next up is a guy from the UK, Nick's Buddy Sandwich is his channel's name, and one of his favorite artists is Gary Newman and the single Cars. He's probably got about 40 or 50 various singles of Cars. So I picked this up in a collection that I picked up, and I already had one Gary Newman record. And all of these recommendations, sometimes they are new artists to you, and sometimes they are just reminders that you should get some more albums by artists you already have in your collection. So I only had this one album, Telecon, and again, I picked up The Pleasure Principle. And because of Nick, I picked up some Tubeway Army releases, replicas, and just called Tubeway Army. So that, and lately, about 6 months ago or 7 months ago, I picked up this, I think it's a 2014 release. This is fabulous. It is called Savage Songs from a Broken World. So thanks, Nick, for reminding me about Gary Newman and getting me back into him. So great artist. Nick's got a great channel, by the way. Fantastic. Next up is a band that I already had a record from, but I had Heaven Tonight by Cheap Trick, and I got it, I think it was released in 78, and I got it the year it was released, and I played the hell out of it. But Emma from 8 Vinyl Low, who I met this summer at MGK's Buffalo Bash, lovely person. She is probably, I don't think, without a doubt, she is the #1 fan of Cheap Trick in the world, the whole world. So because of her, I have picked up a number of Cheap Trick records. This is their second release in color, Dream Police, and All Shook Up. And I've got a few more that I didn't pull out, but thanks, Emma, because Cheap Trick is a great power pop band. And as we were record shopping this past summer in Buffalo, I mentioned to her that I wanted to get Cheap Trick's first record, which used to be in the bins, like all over the place, and now it's getting very, very hard to find. And we found a copy, but it wasn't original. It was a repress on Epic Records. I'm looking for an original, so I'm going to keep on looking for that. But great suggestion, Emma. They are a great band, and I really enjoy them. And talking about Mike from MGK Boston, on his Friday Night Cheers episode, one day he was playing a country and western, or a country song It sounded really good, and as he pulled back and showed us what it was the great Bobby Bare. Outlaw music, fantastic stuff. I think it was this record he showed, so I found a copy of this. I was so happy to find that. And then I have been picking up lots of Bobby Bare records. This is another one. It's just called Bobby Bare, self-titled. Another fantastic record. His later records, because his later records from the late 70s and early 80s are just fantastic. Became more of an outlaw because he used to be kind of a, I'm going to say more of a typical Nashville country player, but picked up another Bobby Bare album. Yes, another Bobby Bare album called Sings Lullabies, Legends, and Lies with Shel Silverstein, a double record, another great record. Yep, and when I was in, I went to see the Seahawks last fall, and we went to a record store in North Seattle, and as I was leaving, it just came to me to ask the clerk, do they have any Bobby Bare records? And they had a whole box of them. So a box of the older records, so they were about $3 or $4 each, but that's part of the Bobby Bare records I grabbed there for, I don't know, like I grabbed about 4 of them, but this is Bobby Bare, The Real Thing, early RCA release. Fantastic artist, thanks. So fantastic artist, so thanks for that, Mike. Mike and I are probably the one of the few people in the BC that like country music. Another find that I got on a recommendation is Art, North Carolina vinyl picker, good buddy of mine. I met him in Vancouver a couple of summers ago. Great guy, but he's always banging on about Porcupine Tree, and this is the first Porcupine Tree album I bought. This is a reissue. I don't know the year of this, when it was originally released, but sometime in the 90s, I think. And this is a fantastic album called Lightbulb Sun. And I've been on a bit of a Porcupine Tree tear. Every so often, I will go and pick up a new one. And I have got several here. This is Signify, great record. This one is Up the Down Stair, fantastic record again. Some of these have some spoken word on it, which I don't really like spoken word because it's fun the first time you hear it. It gets a little bit tiresome on your 4th, 5th, 10th, or 100th listening. And finally, Porcupine Tree on the Sunday of Life. Well, I've got a few more here. I didn't pull them all out, but I love this band. They're a prog band. If you don't know them, one of Steve's favorite bands as well. And Art has been fortunate enough to have seen them in concert a few times, so I'm really jealous about that. Of course, Porcupine Tree, led by the great Steve Wilson. And finally, Glenn Kellaway from the Basement recommended this band. This is the Tedeschi Trucks Band, and he's been going on about them for a couple of years now, so I decided to go and get myself a copy, and this is called Revelator. Fantastic double record, of course. Susan Tedeschi and sorry, who's the young man there? Mr. Trucks is a guitarist for them. Fantastic band, southern rock, jam band, basically blues. Fantastic stuff. I'm going to be picking up more of their albums. So thanks for the recommendation, Glenn. Glenn and I grew up not together, but we grew up within a mile of each other, and we're both about the same age. Maybe he's a couple of years younger than I am, but thanks for the recommendation. So that's all I got. I've got other records, and I wanted to keep this fairly short, fairly simple, and hope that meets your criteria, Richard. Again, congratulations on your first year. Yeah, go check out his channel. I will leave links to these other channels, the recommenders, in the description below, of course. Today, I just watched our video from Ben Rankins. Ben is back from Japan. Check out his most recent video because he's showing what he bought in Japan, like a huge pile of records. And PC31, Mike, is back after a year-long hiatus. So all is right in the VC with those two guys back making videos. Anyways, till next time, I don't know when I'm going to be making a video, but it will be soon. Anyways, hope you have a great weekend, and cheers, everybody. See you later.